project file originally doesn't look like this. I only did this to export stems so I can mix it in a different project file. So this is not going to sound like the final master or the final mix. I did that on my other laptop because it has a better CPU because it's newer. Yeah, I guess we'll start with the drums. So the drums are very, very simple. I really only use SSD sampler, which is like my other tracks. Um, this is the second time I made like a rock slash band type song. First time ever was the Rod for Cloud remix. So yeah, I learned a lot making the Rod for Cloud remix. So I think I mixed the drums differently here. It's not as clear as the Rod for Cloud one, because honestly, I still don't know how to mix drums properly. I just cut out frequencies from other places in the track and hope for the best that makes a snare or kick sound clearer. Usually in the high end, it's pretty clear. Mainly my headphones have trouble with like the low mids. Either they boost it or it just doesn't sound as loud. So I mix with looking at a EQ rather than depending on what I hear. So in the intro, if there's one thing I could change about this remix is the intro fill. I hate it. I hate it so much. The snare is too noisy. Yeah, everything is too loud, but I was too lazy I kept procrastinating on changing it, and then I finished the track and forgot to change it, so now it's just in the final mix. I really don't like that intro snare, that intro fill. But the rest here is just a hi-hat. It's so loud. Hold on, let me just turn down that a little bit. And then I have a bossa nova sample here. It mostly just follows what the vocals are saying. If you're talking about like a daily routine, the bossa nova drums and the clock, to me at least, lends to a credence of like you're waiting for something. Because I guess bossa nova is used a lot for like waiting when you're on hold or with an elevator. It's used a lot. And that the bass. Very simple. Of course, lead vocals. Wake up. It's pretty much the same post-processing as every other song I do with Vocaloid or Taloid. Vocals. Corrective EQ. Wow, I really took out a lot of stuff here. I wouldn't have done this have I made it today. I don't know. I started this back in 2025, December 2025. So yeah, the reason why it took so long to actually get the song out is because I moved to college halfway across the world, and I didn't really have the time to finish it until I got here. You can see I didn't spend much time on the song, only around 16 hours. Anyway, reverb, or one big thing I learned, I think I learned this from Eliminate, watching his videos, is usually you'd want to turn up the low cut when you add reverb to something. It just really removes a lot of the muddiness. And I have a stereo enhancer, enhancing stereo, and this really just does nothing. I mean, it kind of has a little bit low, but I don't know why I did that. I got fresh air, just adding back the mid presence that I cut out. Yeah, I have no clue what I'm doing. My project files are usually never this organized. I really only do this when I export stems. I guess we're just going to the main verse then. Guaranteed, and when they drag me by. So the main thing I wanted to do when I made this remix is make it sound like, I guess, like a marching band vibe. I don't know what a marching band sounds like, but it's like what I think a marching band would sound like. I wanted to sound very like on beat, very like coordinated, I guess. So I had these crowd claps. I think these are the same crowd class used in every song. I think these are Catcher. Yeah, these are. And they got drums. One thing I don't like about the SSD sampler is how reverb the kicks are. And then when you take out the reverb, the sample is just so, I don't know. It doesn't sound very good. I have the bossa nova sound again. And they got the piano. It's really doing a lot of heavy lifting piano. I used the MIDI again because I don't know how to um, listen to a song and then transcribe it in MIDI. So I just find the MIDI online. You can do that a lot. There's a surprising amount of MIDI online. I have the fills. I think these are the horns. So the song has live horns, which is something I actually wasn't expecting when I listened to the original, which makes sense. It's pretty like glued into the mix, but it's really cool. I really like them. Hearing the horns, when I first was making the remix, I was really worried that what I was doing wouldn't sound like the final product wouldn't sound really different from the original, like with the Rush for Cloud remix. But I guess it works. I have the bass here too. Oh, here, yeah. Fill out space too. Because I tried originally post processing the bass, the I think Apple bass. Really good plugin, just to make it sound like have more mid presence. But I just ended up using a Vital preset to just layer over it instead. It's kind of like an acid bass. I could have sound designed it myself, but I'm literally lazy, so I didn't. And then I post processed it with nothing, I guess. Oh, so I really just wanted it as a mid bass, and it's mono too. I usually like keeping my basses mono. Sometimes I forget to, and it just works. But usually I keep my basses mono. Yeah, pretty fast distortion. Mostly just corrective EQing, high end, using KHS compressor. I think this is just the default preset. I think I just don't know what I was doing with the compressor. And I also have another parametric EQ. Jesus Christ. I like parametric EQ picked out a little of the low end. I got a new pair of headphones during the making of the song, and I think these headphones process the lows differently than my older ones. It makes it more loud. I need to calibrate them. I don't really know how, but I need to calibrate them because I can't have bass boosting when I'm trying to make something. I also added strings. And I have horns. I think they're just Rhapsody horns again. Yeah, my favorite horn library. And I have the guitar as well. And I also have this. Alright, my chair squeaks a lot. I think this is just a contact library. You don't really hear it. It's much more felt than heard. So moving on to the pre-chorus. It's just the same. Yeah, it's just the same. The same drums as the intro, and then I also added a crowd clap because I wanted it also to sound like it's a band playing live with crowds. Because again, the song is like she's known for one thing, like making one thing, and so she's forced into making like the same song over and over again, and people love it, and that's why they're clapping. That's the story I get from the song, and she absolutely hates that she's known for that one thing. When I made this, I heard when I heard the original, I heard like the story in it. I really want to emphasize that story. So later in the track, like during the this part. Oh my god, this part. This whole section, the way I envisioned it, I also wanted to make an accompanying music video, but I don't know how to animate. So when I tried animating it, I just gave up after a couple months of trying it. I have it all the way up until like the first chorus, and then I just gave up. But originally, what I had planned here was it's supposed to be her, like the singer Taro, or what Taro represents. The singer is trying something new for the first time, and it's going well, it's going well, it's going well until she finishes the track, and the music all fades away. The crowd absolutely hates it, and so, uh, and then so the song goes back into what she's known for, which is this really sappy, happy like song. That's like what she's known for, and that's what I heard when I heard the original. So I want to emphasize that. So in the original chorus, it's very again like on the beat. It's very clockwork. So I have every I have every element here really like emphasizing the is it quarter note or is this the eighth note? I don't know. I'm really bad at music theory. Really emphasizing the rhythm here. It's like the original. It's very similar to the original, of course. I also have the crowd claps here on the twos and fours. I have the crowd claps here too. Yeah, it emphasizes the quarter notes, not the eighth notes. What am I saying? And I have the fill here too. And I have the bass in the fill as well. Um, so I haven't opened this project file in a very long time. I forgot what I did. I don't know. And I have the piano here too. I think I have lab strings also going. The lab strings is my favorite strings like sample library too. It's just really good. I use it everywhere. Um, Incredibly good sample. Not too much reverb like some other places, but yeah. And I also did this is for the fill. I'm pretty sure. Um, and I have the MIDI going to Keyzone Classic too. Keyzone is just good too. I love Keyzone. What the hell is I doing here? And also the lead. It's very simple. Every remix I do is incredibly simple, but it works. I have the bass going. Horrible bass line. I don't know how it works. I don't know how to write bass lines, even though I'm a bassist. It's stupid. Usually, so how I work is I throw stuff into the song, see if it works, and then if it does work, I say I did that with a reason. Like I put it in there for a reason, which is a lie. I don't know what I'm doing, really, if I'm being completely honest with you. Here's a whoosh. I think that's an EDM like cymatic sample. And then I have the bass going. Stupid bass line. It's so dumb. It worked. And I think this is the original fill for the end of the chorus. That's the original vocals, and he goes into the second verse, which is very, very much similar to the first verse. I think I just add a few things, like this ear candy. The original strings um, aren't like this. I just added like a crystallizer and a disperser. No, I didn't. What the hell? It's okay. I just got the low end. Um, this plugin, I don't, I don't know why I added it. I really only use spectral gate when I'm making like Botanica, like ear candy crystally sounds. If you want to make that, I just get spectral gate and then use like a disperser and crystallizer, and it really works well. I don't have the original crystallizer plugin, so I just got FN Micro I don't remember where I got it from, but it works similar to Crystallizer, where it like chops up samples in tiny little bits and then hands it around really fast. Um, that and it has a bunch of other presets that are really good too. A second EQ that does the same thing as the first EQ, so I don't know why I have it, and then a third EQ that does the exact. What was I doing? So it's really what was I doing? Um, yeah, I just did nothing. 41. Yeah, I guess I just did nothing to it. I just panned it. What? I, it works, I guess. I also added this. I don't know. It's kind of funny. God, I'm so pathetic. And this is a Travis Barker crash. And I have this too, which is a Psy sample that I got from some cinematic sample pack that I when I was still doing orchestral music. Dear Lord, I have the strings going in the original. They're awesome, and I don't have the background vocals, and then also piano. Usually I would have the piano's velocity up a lot more, but I guess in this track it wouldn't make sense because there's so many elements going on at the same time that would just clash with everything else really hard, and more than it originally does. And now the bass going with a stupid bass line. It just does stuff. This is a trap crash I use in every song too. It's this and Whoosh 3, and also Laser Number 4 from a Botanica sample pack, and Whoosh 3 from a Late at Night Jonas Aiden sample pack that I got in like 2020. Horns play in the background, not important really. The original guitar and this. I guess I just wanted a what's it called? A Contact library guitar in the background. I don't know. I think I saw Skybreak do that with the in his Oliver's remix. He just had like an electric guitar playing in the background of the verses, and you can't really hear it, but it just adds. It's felt not heard, like he says. Um, here's a motif. This is the one that I added Crystallizer to. Yeah. Okay. Here, I can talk about it. It's cutting out I cut out the low end, and then I have this plugin, which is really good for people that don't want to pay for Crystallizer. I just have a free Crystallizer. So you can literally just search up like plugin name alternatives, and usually there's like a 3-year-old Reddit thread that will just give you free stuff. I also have AutoPan going, and another EQ cutting out low ends, Spectral Gate, to make that Botanica Yee sound for like low quality stuff. And I think this, yeah, it cuts out low end again. But I just really wanted to fill up stereo, high end stereo. It makes it sound really pretty, and I really like that. And then I also just have a violin playing automated in. And I have a thematic sample that I got in like 2022. I think it's a really good sample pack. It's a vocal sample pack. I don't remember the name of it. Oh, Infinity Vocal Ambience, there. And I use it a lot actually. It's really good. I have them both fading in during this part. Am I even a person beneath? And then just go straight into the chorus again, which nothing really changes. The second part of the chorus is the it really just follows the MIDI. It's a mess. I am muting a lot of different notes for the piano, so that doesn't clash with other elements of the track, even with lead. And I also have the background vocal. I can read the messages, they come so quickly. And the horns are going too, and there's a specific, yeah, here. filling up space in the background. So distorted contact library, and the alien effects from the motif going too. For some reason, when I heard this for the first time, it really reminded me of Blink-182's track, All the Small Things. Like in the chorus, you could hear a synth going on the I think it was either the chorus or the verse. You could hear a synth going on specifically only in the right channel. That really reminded me of it. And again, it's felt not heard, but once you hear it, you can't unhear it. It's really cool. I absolutely adore it. It gets annoying if you listen to it too much because that's all you hear eventually. But yeah, it's really cool. And the horns go into it. Okay, about this fill. It's really following the original with a couple elements of my own. Like the bass is going up. I don't know what it's doing. It works. I have a bunch of rises going as well. Get the future bass riser. And the drums as well, leading up into the breakdown. And for the guitar, I didn't like how the guitar was just doing the same thing, right, leading up to the like small buildup. So I cut it up into eighth notes. It doesn't sound realistic at all, but in the mix, you don't really notice it. I have the stereotypical spotlight effect. Well, first I have a sub drop, and now this, and I have this, and I think I had the ultra kill parry sound effect at one point, but I took it out because it didn't really work. And then we get into the My Chemical Romance part of the song. So this part of the song is really influenced by Welcome to the Black Parade. You can definitely tell. I have this, which follows the vocals. I could be your friend or I could be your foe. You make the decision and that's all I know. I could be a and then it progresses with this. So I have the original kit here. I just duplicated the drum kit, and I have it my mono for now. Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't played mono for now. It's just following. I think it's the exact same rhythm as the intro to Welcome to the Black Parade. And eventually, I have it playing. Yeah, here. The pattern eventually evolves into having a sample of an actual. Never mind. I tried to find a actual marching band snare. I just ended up using a stock FL Studio drum snare hit. But yeah, it follows like a marching band. Well, what I think of as a marching band rhythm. Then I have this going as well. Okay. What else did I have going on? I could be a martyr. Oh, of course. Yeah, I have strings going. Viola and double bass and cello, or just cello, playing the staccato notes. And I have a Rhapsody horn rendered out so that it doesn't crash the project file, because for some reason that is what crashed my project file originally. I didn't lose any work, but I had to render it out so that it wouldn't crash it. And a music box playing the same thing as the piano. Yeah. And then it builds up into this. I bring in a unprocessed bass. Playing with the full bass line. And it's I could go to heaven, I could go to hell. Does it even matter? I could never tell. Bring in a progression. just a bunch of strings, and a choir. I think this is also a labs choir, or it's just general MIDI. Yeah, it is labs choir. I usually flip flop between MIDI choirs and the actual labs choir. Because usually when they're buried in the mix, you can't really, unless you're really looking out for it, you can't really tell the difference between the general MIDI choir and a actual choir sample. And using general MIDI, it doesn't have as much like strain on your CPU when you're trying to make a song, or trying to mix a song, especially. That part, I tried looking for a non-distorted part of it, but I can't. It kind of breaks what I was trying to go for here, but honestly, I don't mind it. It leads into this. It's very, very reminiscent of Welcome to the Black Parade. And I also have this, which is copied almost directly from Welcome to the Black Parade. It's on. It's FPC drum. It's a FPC drum kit as well. It's not very realistic sounding, but it works. It's just buried in the mix, but it really adds to the rhythm, and I really like it. It's almost like a ship rocking back and forth. I don't know. I like it. I have horns going as well. Oh, I don't. This is the Celeste, I think. Yeah, it is the Celeste. I don't know. I really want to put a Celeste in here because I like because I like Celeste. And I have this as well. Very typical strings, and I have just the choir and the strings from the previous as well. And I have this going as well. Just layers that add to the like frequency spectrum, just filling everything out. And then I have the vocals going. Oh my god, I'm not playing everything again. The bass is going on a quarter note rhythm. I have this. The music box is going again. EDM pianos. Oh, here's the snare roll. Okay, I did have okay. So this snare roll is pan to the left. The snare roll is pan to the right. Together they sound full. Well, a little empty in the mono, so I have the clap going. I have the kick going. And I have this. So together the drums sound full. And this is something I copied from Welcome to the Black Parade because they have later in the intro they have a snare on the left and a snare on the right. I don't know if they're playing differently or if it's doubled or they just copied it over and panned one to the left, panned one to the right, but it really works. Altogether, the drums sound like this. Sounds very MIDI, but I mind it. I don't mind it. I like it. And of course, it fades away. Oh my god. Okay, just imagine it fading away like in the original remix. I didn't know how else to end it. I wanted it to end with like really triumphant sounding, like in Welcome to the Black Parade, but the vocals didn't really permit it, and I don't know how to use Utal, so I'm still learning. But yeah, so I just have it faded out, and booze. I couldn't find a higher quality booing sound that had the same energy that I wanted it. So you can hear it clipping, and also the crowd cheering. That sounds like someone pissing. But it fills out space too, and I have a reverse sub drop along with riser, and I think I have the original drums as well. I don't know from where in the track though, but yeah. Leading into just the chorus without without the vocal singing. I think when I was mixing it, I added a crying sound effect over it. I wanted to, again, my original intention with the remix is to tell a story where the crowd boos her for trying something new, and she kind of has a breakdown over it. It's very depressing, but that's kind of like what I heard in the original. I really want to emphasize that story. Um, the crying sound effect was supposed to be like with the music video, because like during the original choruses in the original song, you see her dancing on stage. I wanted the um, I wanted the music video that I was gonna make, that I gave up on, to have like the final chorus just be either an empty stage or like the door to the green room, where she just refuses to play her set. That's what I heard when I heard the original. Yeah, that's the breakdown for spoken for remix.